Hello everybody and welcome back to the Overlap Breakdown channel. Today we're here to interview Dahmen ahead of our Friday night live game streamed live on the Overlap main channel. And we discuss beating Bayern Munich, getting called up for the German national team and what it's really like to play under Julian Nagelsmann. Okay, hi Finn, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here on the Overlap Breakdown channel in our Friday night preview of the Bundesliga game. Obviously, Augsburg are flying at the moment, 4 wins out of the last 5. And obviously, a bit of a tough first half of the season, but it looks like now, obviously with the recent wins, especially coming against Bayern Munich, of course. I just wanted to ask you about, the momentum that you've built going into the Friday night game. You think that you could really challenge for something big this year? Yeah, of course. I think every game Bundesliga is going to be very tough, but at the moment we've got, as you said, like kind of a momentum on our side, and just a lot of players that are very good in form. So we're really looking forward to the game on Friday. It's always something special to play in the evening as well, and I think we can go into that game with a lot of confidence, and it's definitely our aim to get the 3 points. Yeah, I actually had some pretty interesting stats to talk to you about, because obviously you were in the team of the season last season, and I have a stat here that says you faced 84 shots on target last year and you saved 65 of them with a massive 77.4% save ratio, which is absolutely ridiculous. And your work, especially last season and even this season, has just been quite incredible what you're managing to do between the six, and obviously recently getting the call up for your national team. And I just wanted to ask you, obviously Augsburg are a team that maybe face a big amount of shots, and you always have to stay focused. And I always wonder, especially for keepers like yourself who face that amount of shots and how many shots you're able to save, is that better for you? Would you rather be involved in saving more shots? Would you rather have more chances to deny opportunities? You know what I mean? If you could assure me that I would save all of them, then that's no problem. But I think no, I think I prefer games where I don't have to save too many shots. But then, of course, it's in training, I train the whole week for these few moments in a game where I try to help the team, and it's not always easy. And as you said, I think last season it worked very well. Maybe this season we're doing okay now as well again. The last few weeks especially, and I hope that it's going to go on like that in the next few weeks. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about, I watched quite a few of your saves, and I noticed that you're very good with your feet when it comes to saving. Like, you like to save a lot of shots down low with your feet. There was a couple against Bayern Munich that I saw. And obviously you're very comfortable when it comes to playing out from the back, and I always think it's one of the most unique positions a Bundesliga goalkeeper, because I think there's so many man-to-man pressing situations where it's really hard to work the ball around the back. But I think you're one of the modern examples of someone who's always been good with their feet, good with the distribution. Do you think that has only just got more important to be good on the ball with your feet, both feet, through your time in the Bundesliga? Do you think it's only ever got more important? Definitely. I think nearly every team in the Bundesliga nowadays wants to play football. I think a few years ago it was more often that the goalkeeper just had the job to kick it as far as possible. But now even the teams that are a bit lower in the table also want to have a good mixture. There's nothing against a good long ball, but every now and then you also need short passes or just to help your team to get the ball in the opponent's half. And I think that's why it's very important. And as you said, I feel comfortable. I like to help my teammates, and I think that's been working quite well in the last few weeks. I wanted to ask you about your success with the Germany under-21s, and obviously the group you had was absolutely amazing. But obviously, was there more of an emphasis when you were in the youth teams to play this way? And how good was the team and the technical ability in that team to play that certain brand when you obviously went on to win the championships? If you look back now at the team that we had that time, there's a really big amount of players that actually have quite good careers. But at that point, we weren't the most favourite team to win the under-21s. I think a lot of players developed a bit later. But we definitely had a lot of quality, and it was also kind of this this feeling that we don't have to win, but we can only
surprise, and we had a really good team spirit, and everybody had the same kind of idea that they want to play football, and that's why it really worked out quite well.
It's, you know, it's funny because I'm reading the names here, and a lot of these names alongside yourself, obviously Florian Wirtz, Nico Schlotterbeck, David Raum, Karim Adeyemi, Anton Stach, Riddle Baku. I mean, these are players now who've obviously gone on with yourself to have these amazing senior careers, and some of them have gone about it a little bit different than vice versa and stuff like that. And I just think it's pretty crazy to look on that team. And did you feel like when you were in that group that you could see the level was of a certain level where you thought, this is a really, really good generation of German players?
Yes, in training I definitely could see. I think, of course, Flo Wirtz was absolutely amazing, but he was very young at that time because he was a bit younger than the most other guys. But for example, Anton Stach, I mean, you think at that time he was playing in second division of Bundesliga and only had one season of the second division, so it wasn't really... I could see that he's got lots of potential, but it was not possible to see that he's going to develop that well. And now he's an absolutely stunning player who's doing a really good job in England. And we had quite a few players that developed, especially after this tournament.
Who would you say, obviously you mentioned before that you had a lot more of obviously German football background growing up. Who would you say was your idols? Was it Kahn, Neuer? Was there certain bits that you liked more out of a different type of goalkeeper?
I think it started off with Kahn. Of course, I was very young then, but he was maybe one of the people who made me also want to go into goal. And then it was Neuer and then Ter Stegen as well. So I think those were like my idols as a child.
Yeah, and obviously last season you went 683 minutes without conceding, and I'm sure you've talked about this numerous amounts of times because of how special it really was. But I wanted to ask you, when you're in a situation like that and when the records are creeping up on you, and is it in the back of your mind when you're going into games? Is it something that you use as fuel? Is it something that you sort of get nervous about?
I must say, at that point, it was kind of a bit annoying actually, because everybody always was asking questions about that, and I didn't really want to focus too much on that and just concentrate on my game. But I must say, when it was only when I knew it was only a few more minutes for the next record, then I did look at the time every now and then I said, okay, now I've managed it, now I can just enjoy the last half an hour of that game and not think too much about the records anymore.
Yeah, it was amazing when I was watching. The celebrations were amazing, and I think everyone was obviously buzzing for you. And it's a ridiculous feat. I think it put you inside the top 10 for the longest clean sheet records in the Bundesliga, which is obviously amazing considering the names that were there alongside yourself. And yeah, I wanted to go back onto this season again and talk about the 2-1 win against Bayern Munich, which I watched, and it was absolutely brilliant. You made a good couple of saves, and I think everyone knew the post hit in the 94th minute on the angle of the post and the joint of the post. And obviously that was their first loss since I think March 2025, and you played extremely well that day as a team. And I was just wondering, was there anything that you did in particular to stop Bayern Munich?
Well, it was a good question. I think our manager had a good idea with tactic-wise what to do, and we played a bit different compared to the other games. Yeah, and I think just everybody who was standing on the field was just a very good day that day. And of course, a bit of luck, as you said, in the last, that Olise hit the crossbar in the last second. And and it's probably Bayern also wasn't expecting us that good. We're maybe thinking, okay, we've got Champions League in 3 or 4 days. We don't need to give 100%. And all those things maybe came together, and was really, was an amazing win for us, and I think that gave us a lot of energy now for the following games.
I wanted to ask you, as a goalkeeper, is it much different to playing with 3 centre-halves in front of you than 4? Is there different ways to build and different ways to play if you only have 3 in front?
Yeah, sure, it's different. But even if you play with 3 central defenders, there's still a lot of different ways to defend and to build up. So it always depends. I think now we still play with 3 centre backs, but often if we have the ball, we go into a back 4 and put myself a bit higher. But I'm like kind of in between 2 central defenders. But yeah, I think in our squad we just have quite a few really good central defender. That's why it definitely makes my words missing. Definitely is clever to play with 3 centre backs, because else we would have quite a lot of centre backs that wouldn't be too happy.
Yeah, it's amazing because I was watching your distribution and some of the positions you take up between the central defenders is almost on the halfway line sometimes. You know, you're so aggressive on the ball, and I think that's one element that I always look for is just remarkable, because I think you take on so much pressure. You are the last line of defence. You are behind the last line of defence, and I think it's just something that whenever I watch modern day keepers, it's extremely important how much you can take advantage when you are willing to take the ball. And I think your passing is just on both feet is a really, really strong point. And yeah, I think you can see that in Augsburg's games when they have the ball, you are willing to go up against the team and play through. And yeah, I just think it's remarkable. And I wanted to ask you about, obviously, with your recent call up to the German national team, which, congratulations, by the way, it's a massive achievement.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to ask you, was there a massive change in terms of, obviously it was only a couple of games under Julian Nagelsmann, but was there a massive change in the drills and in the exercises that you do before a game with Germany and Augsburg?
Yes, definitely was quite a change. I think every manager has their own ideas. Of course, Nagelsmann is I think he's known for, like, he's got quite a lot of ideas. So it is, I think the first 2 or 3 days you do have to concentrate quite often when he speaks and try to understand everything. But I think I managed to do that quite well. And of course, just the quality of every single training is just a lot higher. It's just absolutely amazing players, and was really big honor for me to be there. But I with every training I realized that I'm absolutely fine to be there. So I realized, okay, I have a quality that I can be in this team, and so I hope that it's gonna go on like this, and then hopefully there'll be the next call up in March.
How would you describe his management style?
Everybody's got a lot of respect, and he's I think, of course, he's got talks very often to the team, has got clear tactical ideas that every player has to understand to play his style of football. But I think he's also quite he communicates good with everybody. Even me, because the last few times I was there as a third goalkeeper, he also talked to me and let me have the feeling that I absolutely belong in the squad. I think that's very important, especially on the national team. And so I think Germany can be really happy that they've got him as a manager.
Yeah, and I guess that's obviously the long-term thinking. You talk about the March international call-up, and then obviously the big one, the World Cup in the summer. Mm-hmm. Would you, obviously that would be the epitome, wouldn't it, of footballing career to go to the World Cup with Germany. But overall, how do you think that Germany squad looks in the summer?
I think if everybody's fit, then there's absolutely ridiculous amount of quality. I think in every position, especially with like a few absolutely outrageous players like Wirtz, like Musiala, like Havertz. I think especially in the midfield, there's just a really, really big amount of really good players. And then I think everything's possible in summer, and then it probably depends, and a bit of luck and a bit of momentum, and then one will see.
And just before we wrap up, I've got a little game to play on, obviously, your half English, half German sort of story. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to do, so you're 27, so I've took it upon myself to do, since the start of 2000, I've gone and got, in my opinion, the best German and English player in each position.
Okay.
And I wanted to do a little 11 with you, mm-hmm. and just see who you'd pick. So I've gone goalkeeper. Basically, it's 4-3-3, but there's a few positions that are a bit suspect.
Okay.
But Manuel Neuer, Jordan Pickford,
Yeah, Manuel Neuer.
Joshua Kimmich, Kyle Walker.
I have to say Kimmich because if I don't say his name, then he'll be angry with me next time I meet him. So.
Antonio Rudiger, Rio Ferdinand.
Oh, a difficult question. Yeah, then I'll go with Rio Ferdinand, I think. Yeah.
Mats Hummels, John Terry.
Oh, that's tough as well. I think I'll take Mats Hummels.
Philip Lahm, Ashley Cole.
Oh man, that's Philip Lahm for me.
Tony Kroos, Paul Scholes.
Oh, yeah, no. I don't know Tony Kroos personally, so I'll say Scholes then.
I read somewhere that you really like Ballack.
Yeah, it used to be my favourite player actually when I was quite small. Yeah.
So I was deciding between Ballack or Schweinsteiger, but I've got Ballack. So I've got Michael Ballack or Steven Gerrard.
No, say Ballack.
Thomas Muller, Frank Lampard.
I think Frank Lampard.
Mesut Ozil, Wayne Rooney.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I like Wayne Rooney, so I'll take him.
Miroslav Klose, Harry Kane.
Harry Kane.
And Marco Reus versus David Beckham.
David Beckham, I think.
You did very well there, to be fair. I agree with pretty much all of them. So I thought you did really well. Yeah. That is tough.
No, that's really tough.
That is tough.
Really tough, yeah.
But no, thank you very much for your time, Finn. I really do appreciate it. It was a pleasure speaking to you, and obviously best of luck with the season.
Thank you.
I hope you obviously get into the German national team, get a cap under your belt and see what happens in the summer. But it's an absolute pleasure to speak to you, my friend. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much, pal.